company is Juiced Rite LLC. We manufacture commercial cold press juice machines and work within the cold press industry to help find solutions for their businesses. We partner with companies for the life of their business to help them succeed. And I am one of 4 owners, 3 working actively in the company. Initially, our connection happened through EOS. I was like, oh, well, it'd be great to kind of pursue, but I have been burned by marketing firms in the past. My experience, even though I've got to more of a personal one-on-one level with several companies, I still spent a lot of money and didn't get a lot of return. You guys were presenting it as, hey, let's just learn about each other as fellow EOS businesses. And being presented with the free trial at first, I was like, nah, that's not real. There's no way anybody's ever going to do a month of free help. And the more I thought about it, I was like, could this be real? Could I actually be getting free marketing help from somebody? I felt like you guys were very real from the very beginning. And that was huge for me. I was like, maybe this is worth pursuing. And as we went through December, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. What do I have to lose? It's free, right? And I had actually only slightly been exposed to what a fractional CMO even was. So I didn't really have any preconceived notions of any kind coming into it. And then I started getting more and more excited. And I was like, holy crap, what can I get done in a month with somebody who knows what they're doing? But then the free trial came, and I have to be honest with you, I think probably the worst part about it is that it went so fast. And it was I really, really appreciated that I got to spend time with you and Lindsay. I thought that was awesome, because you do have different perspectives, and you guys were both very upfront and saying, well, here's our strengths and here's what we're really going to be able to provide in that space. You guys are probably as close to a magic wand as you could have. So it was beyond any expectations. Like I said, I didn't really have any going in, but I think the traction that I've gained through just the free trial, from the perspective of simplifying, identifying what's vital. And I feel like I've been able to do a lot more in less time, just from the things that you guys have been teaching me and helping me hone in that focus and figuring out what are the actual pieces that are going to start impacting everything else. And I think one of the biggest revelations beyond the vital thing that you guys helped me realize was that I have been doing tactics for years. I think I had never really made the connection with how vital and important strategy is. But I think part of my problem was sifting through and figuring out which of those tactics fit into the strategy that we need to employ. And I think that was a lot of the clarity that you guys brought, was actually helping me say, I only need these 5 pieces. I don't need 50 from all across the marketing sphere of everything ever done. The clarity of understanding that a strategy is really the systematic application of all the tactics. The user experience, I think, has also been kind of a breakthrough as well. When we really started diving into the forms, when we started looking at how does the customer move through, where's their decision, do they know what to do next? I think that's been a lot more clear as well. The clarity and the confidence, I think, were huge factors. Your guys' willingness to actually ask the questions that needed to be asked, and really honestly holding that EOS principle of the greater good of the business is the most important thing. You guys just being literally rolling up your sleeves and being open-minded to what is it that we're working with, instead of coming with these ideas of okay, well, we're going to take Juiced Rite and we're going to shove it into this pre-made success box that somebody else has already built. It was actually well, what is actually happening in this company? What does this company need? And how can we actually help? And that was huge, because I felt heard. I felt like I was part of the team, and I felt like we were all really pushing and driving and working towards what can we do to make the improvements or learn even? You ask really good questions, and then you think about it, instead of just spewing typical, this is what you would say because you are the smart one. As you know, we had been working out some of the potential website changes. And I have literally been putting it off for probably 2 years because I was just like, oh my gosh, this is such a big, huge beast monster. And then when we all started kind of talking about the customer value journey, I started, like I said, shifting into that strategy perspective and how all the pieces come together. And it doesn't even feel like a big giant project. It feels like something that I'm like, I'm just going to do this small thing. Having the free trial definitely gave me the opportunity to see the work that you guys do and the expertise that you bring and your flexibility in finding a way to make that amount of time. And I appreciate that you guys were very overlapping into those spaces and areas. And I would say you guys are very educated, but you're also incredibly personable and you're real. And I think that's huge because it may have actually even impacted, because we just did our quarterly recently and we reviewed our core values. I think that some of our issues in our company is that we're not living our core values correctly. We're not actually being who we say we are. I think one of the things that really came out of that is that we need the freedom to be ourselves, and we work best with people who feel that way too. And I think that that's something that you guys embody. I'll be honest with you. I feel like if you guys had like the nudge in your gut that says, we can work with this company, we can help this company. I think if you guys feel that, then the person on the other side should just take the gift. The passion that you guys have for helping other businesses is real and apparent. If you get the opportunity, the only thing is just know that it's going to be really hard to not keep going. And I think too, probably a really good gauge is if you can't put it all out on the table, then it's not for you. And I think that's probably going to be, yeah, they could be non-committed, but that's part of it. If you are non-committed, you're not going to put it all out on the table and you're not going to find like the traction. You're not going to find the momentum and you're not going to get the best value out of it. So if they're willing to do that, then they can get a lot of value out of it. But maybe that's part of why they're on the fence. Can I be that vulnerable?
How do you help somebody get to a decision of whether they want to be vulnerable or not?
You would need to create a safe space. And I think you guys do have just a natural inclination to that because you're not judgmental. It always felt like you were really listening. Like you wanted to understand what was happening or where I was coming from. Like you did a really good job of reflecting back that you were listening. Not that you guys were necessarily counselors of sorts, but I do know that there's a couple of times I brought some people issues and some leadership issues and things that weren't really marketing. That's like I said, I appreciate that overlap because there were some times where I was just like, I can't do this that we need to do together because this is fully in the way. And you guys were really willing to share yourselves too. And I think that makes for a good, safe, open, these are the things that we've dealt with and or, things like that, which I think that helps and speaks volumes.